Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Spill the Tea Lou. Merry Christmas Eve for those that celebrate. Happy Wednesday to those that don't. I am up bright and early. I do have a few hours of work to do in the shop this morning. Then I am home free. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video today. We obviously had our last live off the, well, I was going to say off the year, but the last live before Christmas yesterday evening. I sat down, I watched the match, the Arsenal Crystal Palace match, along with probably most of you, and I thought it was such a good match. There was a few talking points, and so just for one last time this side of Christmas, I thought I would wake you all up with a video. So look, it's not going to be a long one. It's just a quick one, just to say hi, just to, wish everyone a Merry Christmas Eve, a happy Wednesday, and we'll all get on with our day. Obviously, Arsenal did win on penalties. Very rough night for poor Lacroix, and he has had such a good season. He's been really, really, really good, and last night he just had one of those nights, and look, it happens to us all, where we just have one of them days, nothing goes right for you, those matches happen, and unfortunately for him, he happened to have one of those nights in a competition that's a knockout competition. If it happens in the Premier League, you get up, you dust yourself off, and you go on to the next match. When it happens in the likes of the EFL Carabao Cup, it's rough because the consequences are much more serious. But look, I'm sure he's having, he's feeling it today. He was feeling it last night. But the fact is, Arsenal were, and this kills me to say, the better team. So for the most part, Arsenal played better. They had more shots. They were more threatening. It felt like, I don't even know if this is true. Let me pull up so you can see what I can see. And you can see me find out real time if I'm correct. But yeah, so attacking momentum. There we go. The top one. Oh, no, you can't see it yet. Now you can see it. Nearly. Caught it. As you can see here, so the green bar on the left-hand side there, attack momentum, that is Arsenal, and the blue is Crystal Palace. So as you can see, the attack was essentially all Arsenal, apart from a small spell there at the start of the second half, and you felt it. What I will just say, Benitez, the keeper for Palace, was absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. He was so good. He was the only reason they were in the match. He's definitely the only reason they got it to a draw at full time. I know he didn't save any of the penalties, but see, to be honest with you, I'd say he was wrecked after the match. I wonder, will it tell me? It's telling me all this stuff. How many? 7 saves. 7 saves. 6 of them from inside the box. 2 punches. He ran out to stop one. Like, he was so good. Look, can you see this here on the right-hand side? Maybe I can make this bigger for you. Look at what he was at in the match. He was absolutely fantastic. If my keeper was doing that, honestly, I'd be sending him a Christmas hamper. He was so good. And as far as I'm aware, I'm sure somebody told me last night, oh, sorry, they're the penalties, are they? No, they're not the penalties. Sure, he didn't save them. So these are the ones he saved, the ones with the little hands. But as far as I'm aware, he's not a young man. He is 30 odds. Let me see if it normally tells me near the top. Where is he? He's 32. 32 years of age, this man is. In January, he's going to be 33. So he's not a spring chicken. I suppose for a goalkeeper, he's not old, but for a football player, he's not particularly young. But oh my goodness me, and he's their backup. He's not their main keeper. He's not the guy who's playing all season. So, I mean, to step in and to have a 9.8 SOFA score rated him, and honestly, I totally agree with him. He was unbelievably good. But look, inevitably, Arsenal did score. Let me get this back so it's not super zoomed on you anymore. But eventually, look, Arsenal did score, but they scored just after the injury to, where's the wee chap? Chris, it's Chris, isn't it, is his name? Chris Richards. He went off, he went down. I don't really know what happened. So if you know what happened, please do get the comments in and tell me what you saw. Because on the footage I was watching, it didn't actually really show what happened. He looked like he went down with nobody near him. And even the commentators didn't really seem to understand how he ended up going down. But he went down, and so the medics come on to give him some treatment. There was an awful lot of blood, considering there seemed to be nobody near him. There was quite a lot of blood. They were wiping it off him and wiping it off him. He then had, and he was given treatment for several minutes on the pitch, and then he looked in a huge amount of pain. He then had to be stretchered off, and he had one of those funky blankets on him. So I mean, it looks like quite a serious injury, bless him. And it's horrible to see. Look, you never do want to see that. We said the same about Isak last night. You never want to see any player injured in that way. I mean, regardless of who you support or anything else, we're all just people. They're just people out there doing their job. They happen to have a job that they really like. Do you know what I mean? You can't begrudge them that. They've worked hard to get it. And you never want to see a player going off the pitch like that. And he looked in a huge, huge amount of pain. So my heart really went out to him, and hopefully, I haven't obviously seen anything yet this morning, but hopefully there'll be some reports this morning letting us know how he is, how he's getting on, and that hopefully it's not as serious as it looked yesterday evening. But just so he goes off in the 75th minute, and in the 80th minute there is a goal. Now I did say Arsenal scored, but by rights it was an own goal by Lacroix. Unfortunate for him, it looked like just instinct the leg went out, and Benitez, who had been unbelievable, he just couldn't get to it, so it's 1-0 to Arsenal. And I suppose on the balance of play, I said last night, I felt like while I didn't feel like Benitez deserved to concede a goal, I did feel that Arsenal probably did deserve to be ahead. What I will say is Palace didn't give up. They didn't just, a lot of people said, oh, well, that's that over. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it in group chats. People saying, oh, well, that's the end of that. Then there's no chance. But that's not what Palace did. Palace did not give up. And in the 90th minute +5, so the 95th minute, Guehi scores. He draws at level 1-1. And in very peculiar fashion, didn't celebrate. And a lot of people have hypothesized that this may be because he wants to move to Arsenal in the summer and he doesn't want to celebrate against them and create a bad taste. I'll be honest, if one of my team scores in the 95th minute in a cup competition to bring us level when most people had written us off, I'd be a bit disappointed if they're not celebrating. I'd be a bit like, okay, his head's in the game because he scored the goal, but come on, man. I mean, they're not going to hold it against you. People celebrate goals. The other side of it is, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's because he wants to move, etc., etc. The other side of it is, it might just have been that he was aware that they were drawing and not winning. He might have also been aware of his team's penalty record. So it may just be the fact that he was like, okay, I'm glad I've scored, but the job's not done. Let's keep our momentum going. It may be nothing sinister at all, and we're all just seeing the worst of them for no reason, because they put a little graphic up on the screen about penalties, their last 6 penalties. Palace, prior to last night, had won 2 and lost 4 of their last 6 penalty shootouts. Arsenal, on the other hand, before last night, had won 4 and lost 2. So on the balance of probabilities, going into that penalty shootout, Arsenal were the most likely to win. So maybe the man just did his research and he knew that that goal didn't guarantee his team was going through, and he didn't want to, go over the top. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it wasn't odd. Maybe he was just remaining calm in the situation. Then obviously we do go to penalties. It gets to the point where they're here at 7-7. And you see, actually, because Arsenal's next, and so the camera's showing the Arsenal players, and you see them sort of looking at each other being like, are you next? I'm not next. Who's next? We're running out of people to take these things. So it was Saliba that went up, chucked the penalty, he scored the penalty, and of course then, poor Lacroix, he's up next, and after scoring the own goal in the first place, he misses the penalty. And look, as I said at the start, my heart just went out to him. I think, realistically, Arsenal probably did deserve the win. I felt very sorry for Benitez, the Palace keeper, because he worked his wee socks off. And obviously, as a United fan, I would have preferred to see Palace win, but they didn't. Arsenal won. It was a deserved win. And it's just one of them things. So Arsenal will play Chelsea in the next round. Let's get her up. our big massive screen because they think everybody has the best eyesight in the world. So next up we have Manchester City will play Newcastle. Chelsea will play Arsenal. It's over 2 legs. Newcastle will be at home first. So the first one is going to be on the 13th of January. And then Chelsea will be at home in their first match against Arsenal on the 14th of January. So those will both be very, very interesting matches, very, very interesting battles. And over the 2 legs, I'll be very curious to see who comes out on top of those, because I don't think, the same way as I said, I don't think you can guarantee an Arsenal win, and it very nearly wasn't. I don't think out of these 4 teams, anybody is guaranteed to get through or win. None of them at all. And I've seen a lot of people counting Newcastle out against City. The thing is, City have off days and Newcastle are growing into the season. So I don't think that's a gimme. With Arsenal and Chelsea, honestly, I know Arsenal are on a high at the minute. They're still top of the league. Chelsea are unpredictable, but the fact they're unpredictable means they might just turn up on the day. So you just don't know. But anyway, we will talk about those in more detail much closer to the time. I just wanted to have a little look at the matches. What did you think? Did you watch it? Did you think Arsenal were the better team? What did you think? How are you feeling in the penalties? Let me know. Please smash a like on the video. Have a very Merry Christmas. I will speak to you all on the other side, and have a lovely, lovely time.